to another teacher talk session tonight. And tonight we are having another educator from different part of the world, as you know, just like every week. And tonight we are having our 242nd session. Okay, and tonight we are having a lecturer, Mehriban Şirəliyeva from Azerbaijan. When she comes, we are going to start our live session with her. All right, so I think she's here. You can send me request, Mehriban hocam, and just here on Instagram, so I can accept it. Yeah, and there's a button so you can send me a request to join. Yeah, exactly. So I can accept it. Okay, great to see you. Wonderful. Okay. Hello, Mehriban hocam. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great,
Hello.
wonderful. Good. It's good to be here. And before starting it, I would like to say thank you very much for accepting my invitation on Teacher Talks and being with us here tonight. It's great honor to have you, hocam.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm sorry, but I'm hearing some echo. Now it's better.
No,
Well,
it's okay now. It's okay now. No, we can hear you clearly. All right then. So educators are always busy. I'm sure you're also very busy. So I don't want to take a lot of time from you. So if you're ready, can we start?
of course we can start.
All right.
I'm on. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. So for our audiences, can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences? I have just give you very, very little information about you, but maybe they would like to hear more about you. So yes, hocam.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, as you know, my name is Mehriban. So I'm a teacher. I'm an English teacher. I'm an English instructor. Well, I did my bachelor on English starting, teaching English, and then my master on educational management. So I've been teaching English for 3 months. Not 3 months, it's 3 years, actually.
Wow.
I'm a
Okay.
bit nervous, I'm sorry. Well, it's my first time on just having live stream here on Instagram, but before I did on other social media. Well, yeah, I've got some teachers here. I want to say hello to my students and my teachers.
Sure, you can.
Yeah,
I
thank you.
think that's
If
all.
you have any question, you can just ask me.
Okay, so that's a very short info about it. Okay, then. So my next question is, what was or were your turning point or points about your own education?
Oh, yeah. On my education, I would say actually like teaching English before I wasn't actually aware of that I'm going to be a teacher in the future. When I was just studying, I wanted to learn English. I wanted to just search in a lot of tips, a lot of things like how to speak English fluently. And there was an application. Should I say the name of application, by the
Sure.
way?
Of course, you can.
Yeah. There was a Cambly. You might heard it. Well, there was a Cambly, and I said, okay, if I just join there, I'm going to speak English fluently. So I just signed up. I did everything. And there was a tutors, you can just pick them up. Well, I just picked there was a tutor, and I just picked, okay, there was a woman, by the way. And I was so excited. Well, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to speak to her and she's going to help me how to speak English fluently. And we started. I was so nervous, by the way, to open the camera and saying hello. And the first sentence I said, oh, I can't speak English. And she was like, okay, bye. That's it, and hang up. I was like, oh my God, got frost, staring at my phone and just doing nothing. I was like, oh my God, she didn't help me. What am I doing here? We always just expect someone is going to help us, but actually, it's not like that's always. So you're the
Yeah,
one
I
who
see.
just do something always. And at that time, just from now on, I decided just to do something by myself. And that's
I
why I
see.
always tell my students, you can do by yourself. If you want, you can just achieve. Yeah, from that day on, I actually, that was my turning point on education. I was a student, by the way, at school, not university,
I
school.
see. I
Yeah,
see.
when it comes to working, by the way, I have got turning point as well. Like when I just finishing graduating from my master, I was so questioning, should I be a teacher or should I be another major, and the profession? Well, I decided to go to another place, another field, and I wanted to try myself on, there was a bank sector, and I decided to work there. I know like how to feel, how it feels like being a teacher, and I decided to experience other things as well. And it's been 4 days or 5 days. I was like, oh my God, that's so boring. What am I doing here? This is not my profession. And that day, actually, I understand that I can be a teacher. I must be a teacher, not can be. I can be, of course, but I must be.
It must
Well,
be.
that was it. Yeah. That was my turning point on working
That's that's
career.
that's a very nice turning points that you mentioned here, Hojam. Thank you. And I'm sure that your students are very lucky because they are, they make a lot of nice comments about you here. Maybe you can
I
see them.
love them. I love them. Yeah, I'm sending a lot of hearts.
Wonderful. Great. Okay. So you said you've been teaching for 3 or 4 years, I think, and I'm sure that in this
Yes,
time
yes,
you
that's
have
right.
tried
Yeah.
different, yeah, you tried different maybe techniques, strategies, and of course some methodologies we applied. I'm sure that you have kind of a philosophy of teaching. What is it? What is your philosophy of teaching?
Oh, that's a nice question, by the way. I think my method is always been entertainment. I just call it entertainment. I don't know this word like exists or not. Well, it's a combination of education and entertainment.
Uh-huh.
Education is so important. So why we just make it much more entertaining? So we can do it, I
Mhm.
guess. We can just entertain it, right? So I always use it in my classroom, in my just, I don't know, lessons, classes, always I do it. Well, making games, listening to music. So I'm just trying to engage the students to the classroom. So they have to see that it's not just only education. So when we say like speaking English class, they see, okay, this is a subject, that's it. No, it's not a subject. It should be a lifestyle. You can just
Exactly.
entertain it. So you have to love it first in order to speak well. Well,
That's your kind of a philosophy you have in your mind. I see. Thank you.
yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, so
Welcome.
you know that as educators we all have different stories. Sometimes we have good stories, sometimes we have bad stories. Of course, sometimes we have failed ones, and of course we have some success stories. And we would like to hear if you have, of course, one or maybe two success stories of yours, but something inspirational if you have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as an educators, we've got a lots of stories. Well, let me just think about it. When I was working on a
So
course, we have got lots of students. So we should just introduce and interview them first of all, and then accept them. And I've got one of the best students right now. I should say like she's the best one. One of the best students. I'm not telling the best one, by the way. Yeah, just I was interviewing and just during the interview session, she was like, the first sentence she was like, I've got forced here by my mother. I do not like English. I don't know what am I here, but I should learn this. Whatever is this, I should learn this. And my mother just forces me to learn this. And I was so sad whenever I hear that because she's a teenager and I know how as like this is so much difficult to cope with teenagers. And I was like, okay, well, you do not like English. Okay, let me just see you in just a couple of days later.
yeah,
And I asked some questions, of course. First of all, like when I interview any student, doesn't matter. So I have to introduce myself and then ask some questions, like personal questions. What's your hobby? What's your interest? This kind of questions.
exactly.
Because when you teach English, you have to know that what's her interest or his interest, because you have to just make the plan. That's individual. It should be individual, actually. Maybe she likes cars, so I can make video about cars. She's going to watch this video, so interesting because that's her interest, right? So that's the reason that I have to know that. So I learned all information, and months later, she was like, I started to love English. Actually, English wasn't that much difficult, wasn't that much hardship. And I was so happy then, you know. I was so happy that that would be inspirational, probably. So we're kind of friends right now, by the way. She's a
Yeah.
teenager. She's like so much younger than me, but still, we can be friends, right?
Yeah, sure, you can. Why not? And thank you for sharing the inspiring stories with us here, Jam. Thank you very much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so you know that so far I've talked a lot of educators from different countries, and they all have the different educational system in their countries, and some of them they like it, some of them they don't like it, some of them even if they like it, they think that there will be another there's something that should be done about the system. So when you think about your Azerbaijan's education system, of course, if you have some ideas about it, but this is a very critical question, so you need to be careful about it. Don't say something really, really,
I do.
bad about it. But anyway, I'm just kidding. So you have the mic. You can say whatever you want. If you had the chance, all right, to change one thing in Azerbaijan's education system, or maybe the language education system, what would you change and why?
The system in Azerbaijan, of course, we have to accept that the system is not that much good acceptable. That's my point of view. And I know most of you, most of students also agree with me. Well, I would change actually the system. What I change about the system should be probably one of them things like critical thinking. The students
Right.
do
See.
not have, unfortunately, they do not have critical thinking, you know. For example, an audition in a classroom, I just pick up one student and just, can you present something? And she's just presenting something, and I always ask other students, can you just comment, like say the good side and bad side, criticize that person? They're like, no, we can't say the bad thing. Maybe like you might get like bad point, you know, low mark. And I'm saying, no, the mark is not that much important. They're always focused on mark. They don't
I
think
see.
like, what am I gonna get? Like, what's my takeaway from this university, from this class? You know, they don't get
Uh-huh.
it. Like, they don't actually pointing that. They only focus on diploma and mark and this kind of things. I would change this one. We
Yeah,
have to change that. In order to change it, we have to just change the system. Like from kindergarten, from the schools, we have to change their point of them. You know, and
I
that's the
see.
thing. So I would change that. I'm not telling that much. Yeah.
That's okay. Thank you for sharing your ideas about the system. Thank you very much. That's also very,
Welcome.
very impressive. Thank you very much. Okay, so you know that the we always have before starting a new school year or maybe a new year, we always have the different ideas in our minds. Okay, different maybe different goals in our mind. Okay, this year I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that for your life and for your school life. This year I'm going to do this. I want to achieve this like this. All right. When you think about your school life, I'm not talking about your personal goals, but if you would like to say, you can also, of course, share with us. But focus on the school life. What is your biggest goal for this year?
Oh, what is my biggest goal? You know, being a teacher means you have to improve yourself day by day. It's like an endless journey, non-stop
Yeah,
job. That's why I'm always telling it. So my biggest goal for this year, on summer probably I should get some certificates because
I
I guess
see.
like I'm supposed to have these certificates, right? Like there was a TESOL, there was a TKT, there was an IELTS, all that stuff.
A
So
lot
that's
of.
my goal, by the way. Yeah. Now there's a CELTA. That's my goal, and also improving, like always. By teaching, we're also learning, right? You would agree with me, probably.
Exactly. Definitely. They're great goals. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your goals with us here. All right. So you know that and every teacher wants to be successful in their classroom when they go into the classroom and after that they feel, okay, I was really successful in the classroom. But there should be something to feel like that. For you, what do you think makes a teacher successful in the classroom?
Hmm. That's a nice one as well. Oh my God, should think about it.
Sure.
Well, successful teacher. When we say successful teacher, probably most of you say, okay, well, successful teacher means have got lots of vocabulary, special English teachers, good grammar, you know, good speaking, that's it. No, of course not. Like that's not that much simple actually. The successful teacher, the teacher means actually you're a navigator, you're a model, role model.
Yeah,
You know, you're
exactly.
the center of attention in the classroom and everybody just watching you, every behavior, every actor you're just doing, they're just staring at you and just trying to analyze what's going on here, you know. That's why for me, like successful teacher, not only just information provider, also navigator. You know, if like let's say my students just comes up to me and saying, okay, what's the meaning of that? If I say the direct meaning of that, I'm not that much successful. I'm just, you know, I'm a just teacher, that's it. But if I say the definition, or if I just make them think like what can be the meaning of that, you know, yeah, that would be a nice one. So that's why we have to be a navigator. For me,
I
successful
see.
teacher has a good communication skills, of course has a good like talent, you know. Of course you have to know like specific things, the details on your job, you know, profession, whatever was that. But of course that's a human job. Human, you know. That's why you have to know
Yeah.
how to communicate with people, yeah, how to analyze. Even sometimes, yeah, they don't speak, they don't say it. You can actually, you have to be a good observer, and you can observe by just behaving, by just acting,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on in students, you know. And
I
that's
see.
why I should call, yeah, that teacher is a successful teacher. I'm not successful, by
Great.
the way. I'm not finding myself successful. I'm so much young for saying I'm
Maybe
successful
you
teacher.
maybe okay, you think like that, but I'm sure that you're successful. But maybe you can ask this question to your students: Are you successful or not? When they
uh,
can give you the answer. Probably your
yeah,
students.
you know, I
All
make
right,
also sometimes mistakes. Sometimes I judge.
we
Some
all
really
do.
I judge. Yeah, I do it. Unfortunately, I do it. Sometimes I offend the students, and at that time, I'm thinking a lot. Oh my God, what am I just saying? You know, I have to just do something in order to get rid of that feeling. You know, yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
My
Thank you very much.
students, thank you so
Your
much.
knowledge students, of course. Thank you very much. All right, Mehriban Hocam. All right, you know that we all actually, all teachers, I think, you know, that they have the same ideas in their mind before starting their career as a teacher. They all have a dream, you know, the classroom in their mind. Okay, my classroom is going to be like this. My classroom is going to be like that. But of course, sometimes the reality is not the same. When they go to inside the classroom, they face sometimes the reality and something that they never dream about it. Anyways, but when you think about yourself, okay, if you could design, all right, your dream classroom with unlimited resources, of course, what would it look like?
Yeah, my dream classroom. When it comes to students, I love my students feel less stressful, like just calm. You know, love the lesson. That would be my
Mm-hmm.
dream. Let's say class. When it comes to classroom, it would be lots of like technological things, a lot of tools that I can use in my class, and also interactive lesson. In order to have interactive lesson, we have got might have, you know, a lot of tools as well. That would be
Mm-hmm.
classroom. But when it comes to dream classroom, of course I love my students. They want me say, okay, teacher, can you explain this? They ask why. They ask like, we want to know this, you know. They say, okay, let's do that. I want to see on my students, whenever I say, okay, would you like to play game? They're like, yes, teacher, we want to play game. I'm being so much happy, you know. That's why I always tell my students,
That's
love
kind
you
of
so much.
wonderful,
But not
wonderful.
always like that, by the way. I've got some students, they hate me probably. They say that teacher is talking
There
too
are there
much.
are there are students, of course. Some of them they love us, some of them they like us, and some of them they don't. You know, they don't like us. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Not a problem. That's a reality. That should be kind of students. Anyway, all right. So thank you very much about the dream classroom. You know that, Hojam, we all actually we always use emojis. You know that there we cannot escape from them. And when we text a message, we use it. When we send an email, we use it. When we make a comment on a social media, we use emojis because we love them. I'm sure we love them. And of course, as a teacher, think about it. If you were, you know, an emoji as a teacher today, so which one would you be and why?
Like for today, I've got so flattered today, by the way. I've got a lot of support from my teacher colleagues. I love them, by the way. I say hello to them. My students, my lovely students. I'm going to send these messages, by the way. I send it. You know, the hearts and eyes. I'm
Yeah,
like
this one, I
this
see.
emoji right now. And for today, I'm this one. Definitely this one. I don't know. They're my biggest moderators. I love them all. Oh
That's
my
really
God.
nice emoji that we can use it. Of course, it shows a lot of emotions in it. Thank you very much, Rajam. And you know that when you go inside the classroom, we face a lot of moments. So some moments makes us angry, of course, and some moments make us, the sad, and some moments make us maybe feel bad, and some of them make us happy, and some of them, of course, make us smile and laugh. What classroom moment, let's say, always makes you smile?
Always makes me smiles. Sometimes my students, I have got some students, they have got a good sense of humor, you know.
I see.
They are good at joking. I am not good at, by the way. I am not good at. Genuinely, I'm not good at joking, but some students, they're so much good at joking. I've got a student, by the way, whose name Aidan. She can pretend. She's like, I can pretend any teacher. And I said, okay, just come up here and pretend me. Just be me, please. Today, be me. She was acting like me. And I was smiling that time. I was actually laughing. That's not a smiling, I know. So when it comes to smiling, um, I have to accept it and I have to admit that I have got some groups. Whenever I just enter the classroom, I started to smile. I don't know, it just happens randomly. Impromptu, I just smiling. But I've got some groups also when I just enter the classroom, I can't. Like I'm starting to say something in a bad way. Why you're not here, or why you're just late? Why you haven't done your homework? I know I have to say these words, of course. Um, like smiling, I guess it depends on like what kind of inspiration the students
I
just
see.
made on your mind, let's say. Yeah, that's all about it.
I
Well,
see. Got it. Thank you very much. Thank you. They're very, inspiring ones. All right. So you know that when you think about it, Miravan Hocam, that our students need a lot of things, right? And sometimes we cannot, provide everything to them, but we need to, of course. When you think about your curriculum, of course, what do the students need more of right now that the curriculum don't always provide them?
hmm
It's a little bit hard question, I know.
that's a hard one. Yeah. So we always say student-centered lessons, student-centered classroom, but we do not apply it that much. I would say, and I wish, like on curricula, we have got much more project-based resources, project-based homework. I'm not a homework teacher, by the way. If I just say that's your homework, probably I know that they're going to use AI and they're just going to complete it by using AI. So that's I don't believe my students. I would say like just working in classroom, that's the best way. Much more, we can just change the program, we can just change the plan on the curricula, and we can use different resources by using different tools, and we can just make project-based assignments for students. That would be a good idea. Of course, you can use AI, by the way. I use AI a lot. Every
We
single
all
day I
do.
use AI.
Don't worry, we all do.
And that's a giveaway. We accept it. Of course, as educators, we accept it. And I always recommend the teachers you have to use AI also. Like that's the easy way. So we're just living in modernization. Yeah, why we're not using AI right now, right? But the thing is that AI shouldn't be like destroyer of your creativity or something. So you have to just accept that, okay, while just using your brain, while you're using AI, you shouldn't use AI at any single homework, any single task. Just think
I
about
see.
calculator, right? Calculator is a tool, right? It doesn't mean
Yeah,
that you shouldn't use your brain by using calculator. So AI is the same
definitely.
system.
Definitely. It's similar. Huh? You use calculator and to
Yeah,
calculate something, and now you use AI to do your
yeah,
homework and other things. All right,
that's it.
great. Thank you very much, Ajam. Okay, so Ajam, when you go inside the classroom, you know that teachers and actually we all love talking in the classroom, explaining something and blah 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 blah. And while doing this, we sometimes repeat ourselves and we say the same sentences many times without realizing it, of course. When you think about your lessons, what is the most common sentence you say in class?
Um, maybe my students could tell right now. I always say,
Yeah,
by the way,
yeah,
I
they
always
can write.
say,
They
yeah,
can
you
write
can
on
write,
common
guys. You
part.
can write. What kind of sentence I use a lot in the classroom? So, but mostly I remember right now, like, speak louder, please. They say
Someone write a
banana.
banana.
They like the pronunciation of banana. That's the reason they use a lot. So at the same time, I always say speak louder because students, that's not their native language, right? So that's why they just afraid of making mistakes a lot. So that's why they speak lower. So I cannot hear
Yeah,
them. So that's why I say, please speak up or speak louder. I always tell it.
speak
Well,
louder. I see.
yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
louder.
That's it. Yeah, we say a lot of things like we sometimes be quiet and stay there and sit down. Okay, listen to me. These are the very common
Yes,
sentences we use it.
exactly, exactly.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you very much. And your students can still write here. Gemini, ChatGPT. Ah, I see.
Gemini, ChatGPT. I always say that
You say it,
Gemini
and you say
today. I know.
as if you hear.
Always I
Yeah,
do it.
that's very nice. That's very nice sense of the music. All right, thank you very much for sharing them. And you know that uh, when you think about the education and technology, of course, a lot of things are happening. And sometimes we cannot catch it up because it's so fast, it's so quick. A lot of things are happening. So when you think about the education, okay, what change in education excites you the most right now?
Um, AI, definitely AI. We never know like what future like looks like. Right now, AI is kinda scares me a lot. Sometimes I say, okay, AI is not going to replace us, of course. It's just that database, we're just providing a lot of data, so it's a combination of data. That's why we use
Uh-huh.
AI. And when we ask something, we can get information. That's our data actually. But I can't deny, like, it literally scares me. Sometimes I think, okay, well, AI can do a lot of things. I don't think so. It's something that like replace us, but it's something that kind of, I'm just trying to look at it as a helper, as a tool,
I see.
as a supporter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that
That's
just helps us. So I would say
perfect.
AI.
AI excites me most. I think all of us, I think that excites us. We all, the feel great and happy about it because it really, the feels us relaxed and the comfortable and it's a kind of a time saver for a lot of things. Yeah, AI. Thank you for who makes AI. Anyways, let's move.
Exactly.
All right then. So you have, I think, I'm sure that you have taught a lot of students so far, and when they come to your classroom, and after that, 1 year later, maybe you make them graduate, or you send them, the another classes. All right. So when you think about your students after graduate, your school, okay, what do you hope them to remember about you years later?
Yeah, I always remember my teachers. I have got some. I I don't want to say good teacher, bad teacher, but there's some teachers they made a good inspiration on me, good interpretation on me. But I've got some teachers I wasn't like kinda into that teachers because of some reasons, but generally they affect me in a good way, in a bad way. So I just took my takeaway from them. That's a big
Right.
thing for me. So I would like to remember my students. I would say like if they're just loving me because of Mark, I would be so disappointed. By the way, so much disappointed. They just love me. They just making a lot of words of affirmation because of just only Mark. I would be so disappointed. I want them just love me as me, because I'm being me in a classroom. I'm being me here as well. So,
I see.
remember about me what? Mm, Not like they don't need to say the best teacher. They don't need to say like best. I don't know, someone ideal one. I'm not perfect. I'm not ideal, of course. But I wish them to say like She was a nice human, good human. So at the end of the day, we're all humans, right? Yeah,
I see it.
that's
Definitely.
it.
That's a very nice, very kind of. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so Mehriban Hocam, there are a lot of things, that are happening at work, the place where we work, of course. And we do this job, and we're gonna do it every day, and we go and we come home, and we go and we come home, and we teach and we come back. And of course, to do this is not easy. We need something motivate us to do this. Of course,
Exactly.
especially if you're a teacher, you need a lot of motivational things to do this job. So
Yeah.
when you think about yourself, what motivates you to do this job?
Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm sorry, Hojam. There's a question here. Teacher, do you have a special reason to choose British accent or
Let
subconsciously
me
it
think.
happens? Um, my accent is a mix of American and British. Sometimes I switch it into American, sometimes I switch it into British, by the way. Sometimes I mix them up. Yeah, it
Yeah.
sometimes happens. I don't know, like, what's the reason, but right now it's just kind of much more British, I would say. Well, when it comes to your question, Hojam, what was the question?
So what motivates you
Yeah,
to do this
my
job?
my motivation. My motivation, like before my motivation is speaking English fluently, to understand the people from from other countries, to have a communication with them. My motivation was that. But now in my career, my motivation is my students. Whenever I'm sad, whenever I feel disappointed, when I just see them, they just cheer me up. What's the best then? Yeah, that's my biggest motivation, I would say. Of course.
Wonderful. For teachers, probably, as you mentioned, that our students, I think, that the best motivation for
Of
us
course.
to do
Yeah,
this
yeah.
job
In this
because
live stream, yeah, yeah. Maybe if they're not here, in this case, I would be like, okay, yeah, let me be serious. Yeah, I have to answer the questions correctly. That's it. But I see them. I am just laughing, smiling. Thank you.
there are lots of the comments about the questions also, of course, but that's great. That's great. Anyways,
Yeah.
okay. So let's move to another question. You know that uh, in our life, especially the people, they always want to follow the good examples. All right, they want to follow a the successful people path. All right, if you see an example, a very good in front of you, and you want to follow the path of the his or her, because that's really important. And they are a role model for us, or there are a lot of people who inspire us to do our job or other things. When you think about yourself, do you have any role models? If you have, who, or do you have anyone who inspires you in your life or for your educational life?
Mhm. Yeah, like if I say I don't have any role model, it would be a cliche to say that. But I do have, like, I can't say like nobody's just, I don't care anybody, nobody's just affecting me, influencing me. No, I would be lying probably. Every single person in my life from this time, they affect me in a bad way, in a good way, and I took a lot of takeaways from them. That's a good experience. And I always say that's an experience. If just something bad happened to me, that's an experience. If somebody just came into my life, that's an experience also. So when it comes to ideal one, role model, nobody is ideal, nobody is perfect, of course. But in my mind, I always visualize myself. I'm just trying to make the best version of myself. And that person, that girl, doesn't exist, but she's my role model, I would say. She's
I
always
see.
in my mind, and I see that.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Merhaba hocam. In our life, we face a lot of situations. Okay, some of them are, not good sometimes. They're challenging ones, of course. And when we try to fix them, when we try to, to deal with them, even if we do our best, we cannot handle it. So sometimes that moment we say on our own, oh, I wish I could have a kind of a superpower, so I could easily, to solve it or do it or fix the problem, whatever it is. So when you think about this for your classroom, all right, if you could have one superpower to use it in it, of course, what would it
Hmm.
be and how would it help you? I'm not talking about become a Hulk, and smash the classroom all everywhere. I'm not talking about it, but of course, if you want, you can be kind of Avengers or whatever you want. Yes, what is your idea?
Yeah, I got your question. Yeah, superpower. If I have got any superpower, I would say like in a classroom, I would use it. Probably just being invisible. Sometimes I want to be
Ah,
invisible and I want to just, read their minds. Being invisible or reading minds, that could be like both of them are correct. So I would just read their minds, like what's going on. Maybe I did something wrong, so they're just they don't want to say it to me. Maybe they think, okay, I'm not going to sound much more polite, so that's why I can't say it. I just want to know what they think about me, but not like, okay, every single thing. Sometimes I made a lot of mistakes. Sometimes maybe I offend them. I just break their heart. I just want to
I
know
see.
the reason. I just want to know how they feel. I always want to feel like my students feel relaxed, less stressful. They're good, they're all good, positive, everything is okay. So but sometimes, yeah, I'm being so much angry. I'm just, unfortunately, I did lots of things in classroom,
Don't
so
worry, don't.
sometimes it happens.
We all do.
Yeah,
We all do.
thank
We all do.
you.
The kind of, the angry sometimes. All right. So thank you very much. We want to add something, or can I know another question?
We can move another question.
Okay, okay, wonderful. And there are lots of comments, I know that you also try to read them, whatever they write. I know it's not easy, but it's wonderful.
Yes, yes,
People
my
are even
teacher is
writing really
here.
kind words. Okay, so
Yeah.
think that we finish our interview when you go outside your home and find a lottery tickets, okay, that ends up winning $100 million, which is a huge amount of money. What would you
Oh my
do? Please be honest.
Yeah, I'm always honest. By the way, I'm always honest. I want to say hello to teacher Hayala, by the way. I'm saying hello to my old teachers who's just coming newly. Well, it comes to answer, of course. If I've got $100 billion dollar, right? It's million. It's,
Yes,
it's million.
$100 million.
$1 million. Yeah, if I got that ticket, I would be probably like just pinching myself. Am I alive or not? What's going on here? So I love traveling. So I would love to be abroad. I would use this money probably first thing first abroad, just traveling. Another thing would be like probably just, some people around me, they need help. I would just support them. Another thing is that I would just, make a business. I think like this time you
Ah,
have to make, you have to be or your own, I don't know, let's say like owner. Another thing is that I'm just waiting for my ticket, by the way.
I see.
When it's just coming. Oh my God. Yeah. That's it.
I see. I see. Wonderful. And I wish you could have that money soon, Hojam, and make your dreams come true.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It's a really, really a lot of, the money. Okay. So now I'm gonna ask you the last and the hardest one for our first part. Here is the question. What is your motto?
What is my motto? Okay, for today's, my motto is it's okay not to be okay. Well, that's my oath. So I'm going to explain why. Sometimes like it doesn't mean that if you're a teacher you have to be always positive. You have to always smile. You have to
Uh-huh.
always be so cheering up. Sometimes you can be sad. So you can actually provide the students, okay, being sad is also human stuff. So you don't need to change anything about yourself, right? You can be sad. So I'm sad, but I'm just doing my work. So that's why I'm always telling the students as well. You can
Mhm.
be not okay. Like you can be disappointed, sad, I don't know, feeling pathetic, sometimes miserable. That's so normal. Sometimes we feel burnout, like we're overloading lots of jobs and we feel burnout. So that's also like human stuff. Natural.
I
It's
see.
natural. It's natural, yeah. We don't need to change anything. Of course we can do just get rid of this feeling, yes, but we don't need to fake ourselves because it doesn't look, good. If you're just faking yourself, definitely like doesn't look good. It just
I
looking, I
see.
don't know, something so hilarious, I would say. That's why I don't do it. So I always say, what you feel, you can just say it directly. That's it.
I see. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mehriban Hocam. All right. Now we completed our first part of our live
Mm.
session. Now we're gonna move our second part, which is a quick fire question part. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you the quick fire questions, and you are going to just give me, without thinking, of course, you just have 2 or 3 seconds.
Oh my
You need to
God.
give me the answer. Ready? Ready?
Challenging.
Are you ready?
Yes, ready.
Okay, great.
Definitely.
So let's get started. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Online teaching or face to face?
Face to face.
Morning classes or afternoon classes?
Morning classes.
Canva or PowerPoint?
Canva.
Homework, no homework?
No homework.
No, your students gonna love you. When you go back to school, they gonna say, "Oh, you said no
Yeah, I
homework,
said
teacher."
I'm no homework teacher.
All right, great.
Because they
Group
use
work or
AI. They use Gemini.
I see. That's why wonderful. Okay, group work or pair work?
Group work.
Okay, and one app you can't live without.
One app I can't live without. Oh my God. That WhatsApp, let's say.
Okay, what's up? All right, great. And I'm just a moment. I'm gonna try to find it. Okay. One thing students taught you.
Great.
Oh, I
I
see.
think.
Okay. One thing you always forget.
Um. Oh my God, that's so hard. I don't forget. I really don't forget. I'm
I
so
see.
punchy
I
person.
see.
I don't forget anything.
Okay. I see. Okay. Smartboard or whiteboard?
Smartboard.
All right. And one word for teacher talks.
Thank you. Thanks a
That's great.
lot.
And the last one. Finish this sentence. Teaching is.
Mm, phenomenal.
I see. Wonderful. Thank you. That was the great one. Okay. Thank you very much, Mehriban Hocam. And we completed. Sorry about it. And we completed our live sessions. And before ending our live sessions, of course, would you like to add anything else, or any suggestions, or any advice to our audiences?
Thank you for having me here. And that was nice, by the way, talking to you. It was our first time, but I think we're just vibing. Our energy is just,
Exactly.
I feel like there's an energy.
Yeah.
So I want
Exactly.
to say thank you, all my colleagues here. I have got some teachers here. Thank you for all support. My students, my lovely students, I want to say thank you, all of you. Love you a lot. You're the best. I'm not the best, but you're the best. You make me best, by the way. Yeah, thank you. Maybe next time we would do another live stream. I'm always ready, by the
Sure, why
way.
not? Thank you. Why not? Of course. Okay. So before ending it, I just want to say thank you very much one more time, Mehriban Hocam. So for your suggestions, for your advice, and especially for your time you spend it with us here. Great, wonderful. And Mehriban Şirəliyeva, I hope I pronounced correctly, was with us here with the teacher talks and 242nd session. And we had a fruitful session with her. And as you know that, we are going to be here next week at the same time, on the same day, every Monday at 9 p.m. And until the next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Please take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, Hocam. And bye bye, everybody. And
Thank
peace.
you. Thank you. Yeah, cheers. Bye.